Get over here!
Screw that Hollywood bullshit. This is for the fans. Welcome to the Real Game Awards, baby.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Real Game Awards. I'm Stuttering Craig, and I want to let you know, this is not an industry show. It's about you, the gaming community. And with that said, there's been a lot of talk about our awards show and some confusion about what it is. So let me just kind of tell you exactly what it is and what you will and won't see on tonight's show. You will not see a 4-hour show with 3 of those hours being trailers that would have been paid for to be on here. You will see several indie devs who you suggested that we wanted to feature for free. You won't see a giant industry circle jerk that just ignores all the issues that are affecting the industry. You will see a show that celebrates the best and the worst in gaming in the past year. You won't see any awards that were voted on by the gaming media. Did you know that at Jeff Keighley's awards show, 90% of the vote, 90%, goes to media outlets? That means only 10% of the vote goes to you. They don't even think you should have a vote. See?
Every single major award show is voted on by people who are within that industry. And if I'm being completely honest with you, that's how it should be.
Does that make sense? No, of course not. Which is why you will see awards that were 100% voted on by you, our voting members. You won't see any celebrity cameos, I promise you that. You will see marginally successful YouTubers that you probably have never heard of before, and regular gamers like yourself to present awards. And you won't see acceptance speeches for winners because, let's be real, you don't care. You will see an award show that was built by you from the ground up. All categories, all nominees, and all voting done by you. And what I think doesn't matter. Ultimately, the Real Game Awards is a show for gamers, by gamers. Now with that said, I'm glad you're with us tonight. If you'd like to be a part of and maybe help grow it moving forward, head over to therealgameawards.com and consider becoming a voting member. We greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get to the awards for the first category, Best Story. Hey, games give us thrilling action, but others capture our hearts with unforgettable storytelling. Your nominees are Black Myth Wukong, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Unicorn Overlord, and Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. And the Real Game Award for Best Story goes to, with 32% of your votes, Black Myth Wukong. Hey, congrats, Game Science.
Presenting the award for Best MMO, lead supporter of the Real Game Awards and producer at RetroWare Games, Justin Silverman.
You might have forgotten what the MMO acronym actually stands for after all these years. Let me remind you, massively multiplayer online. But what does it stand for emotionally? It's a bunch of strangers banding together under one banner to fight a common enemy. And sometimes each other. Just like all of you who've come together to vote on the best MMO of the year. And your nominees are Final Fantasy XIV, World of Warcraft, RuneScape, and Guild Wars. And the Real Game Award for Best MMO goes to, with a massive 62% of the vote, Final Fantasy XIV. Wow, 4 games that launched anywhere between 14 to 24 years ago. Yeah, you guys pick nothing new, huh? I guess that makes sense. The MMO genre is a lot like a good D&D campaign. If the players are really invested and happy, and the devs are paying attention, it'll last forever. And let's hope this award show has that same kind of dedicated support. Appreciate you guys, and thanks for letting me be here.
Presenting the award for Best Racing Game, YouTuber and professional race car driver, Camelot331.
Few genres are as fast-paced and adrenaline-fueled as racing games, and trust me, I know. I'm a professional race car driver. I promise, okay? It's very, very true. okay? And usually I would say something about stunning graphics, but none of your nominees are really known for graphic powerhouses. They were really just built around fun. And your nominees for Best Racing Game are Park Garage Rally Circuit, Nightmare Kart, Victory Heat Rally. And the Real Game Award for Best Racing Game goes to, with 54% of your vote, Nightmare Kart. Now look, we can't win them all, okay? Trust me, because I've won none of them, and I've never got to feel the crown on top of my head. But maybe you feel a little bit of that after this.
Now presenting the award for biggest cash grab, the voice of a disenfranchised generation. It's a Gundam.
Sometimes it feels like the industry is more interested in our wallets than our enjoyment. The nominees for the biggest cash grabs that took monetization to outrageous new levels in 2024, leaving players feeling cheated. And your nominees are The Last of Us Part 2, Remastered, Horizon Zero Dawn, Remastered, Star Wars Outlaws, and Tekken 8. And the Real Game Awards for biggest cash grab goes to Jeff Keighley for the 2024 Game Awards. Man, did he rake it in!
You can't criticize Jeff Keighley.
Okay. Well, 49% of your vote went to The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. Take that, Neil Druckmann, you dickbag.
All right, thanks, Papa Gundam. All right, let's hand out that Real Game Award for the best sports game. And your nominees are NCAA College Football 25, Rocket League, WWE 2K24, and Harry Potter Quidditch. What? Okay, sounds good. The Real Game Award for best sports game goes to, with 51% of your vote, Rocket League. Congrats, guys. All right, as I mentioned throughout the Real Game Awards, we wanted to feature some amazing indie games and developers because guess what? Indie developers, they need as much love as they can possibly get. I mean, we're talking solo devs and small teams that are creating just amazing games, some that kick the shit out of AAA titles that have massive budgets. These games have heart and are driven by teams with passion, and that is exactly why we love games to begin with. The best part about this, they don't even know they're going to be featured on our show tonight, which is part of the fun. Let's check out the trailer for our first indie title, Abathor. Abathor!
Presenting the award for Husbando of the Year, Crazy Fox Lady VTuber Kirsha.
Hi! I'm Kirsha, and I've got the honor of presenting this year's Husbando of the Year award. Whether they were the ultimate ally, a charismatic leader, or just plain swoon-worthy, the nominees for Husbando of the Year showed us what true loyalty and charm looks like in 2024. And your nominees are Kazuma Kiryu, Barrett Wallace, Broly, and Ichiban Kasuga. And the Real Game Award for Husbando of the Year, with 41% of your vote, goes to Barrett Wallace! Ayaya! I have got to respect a himbo who likes guns so much he grafts one right onto his frickin' arm. I really hope he takes it off at bedtime, though. Things could get awkward real fast if he's got a hair trigger and no safety. But Seriously, a stand up for his principles, loyal till the end kind of guy, a loving father, and a beefcake? What more could you want in a husbando? Definitely a deserved win for our guy, Barrett.
Presenting the award for Waifu of the Year, producer for Nerdrotic and co-host of Poor Choices and Saucy Saturdays, X-Ray Girl.
Fierce, brilliant, and unforgettable. Waifus hold a special place in our hearts. The nominees for Waifu of the Year were the perfect companions for our adventures in 2024. And your nominees are Eve, Tifa, Bernice, Juliet, and the Real Game Award for Waifu of the Year goes to, with 49% of your votes, Eve. And in all honesty, I enjoyed playing Stellar Blades so much, so I am so glad that Eve won. Oh my gosh, I played that game even twice. So, very happy that she is the Waifu of the Year.
Presenting the award for Best Third-Person Shooter, lead supporter of the Real Game Awards, Alec Baldwin's Finger.
Third-person shooters combine strategic gameplay with immersive action. The nominees for Best Third-Person Shooter brought us precision, teamwork, and thrills from over-the-shoulder perspectives in 2024. And your nominees for Best Third-Person Shooter are Warhammer 40k, Space Marine 2, Helldivers 2, The First Descendant, and Earth Defense Force 6. And your winner of Best Third-Person Shooter goes to, with 52% of your vote, Warhammer 40k, Space Marine 2. The Warhammer developers said they wanted to make a fun game and deserved to win this award. For more gaming content, please check out my personal YouTube channel, Alec Baldwin's Finger.
He never, ever misses.
Presenting the award for Best FPS is the excellence of elocution and author of Gothic Western Ghost of the Badlands, Razor Fist.
First-person shooters put us directly in the action, giving us pulse-pounding gameplay, intense firefights, and unforgettable multiplayer moments like being called the Hard R over an Xbox headset. The nominees for Best FPS set the standard for the genre in 2024, and your nominees are Call of Duty Black Ops 6, RoboCop Rogue City, Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl. And the Real Game Award for Best FPS goes to, for the 1000th time, oh, I'm sorry, wrong Game Awards. With 53% of your vote, RoboCop Rogue City. Gosh, that's a shame. And just when we were about to enter Black Ops History Month. Well, congratulations, Robo, and stay out of trouble.
Now, we all know in 2024 there were some stupid decisions made by a lot of dumb companies in the gaming space, like Ubisoft's entire year. But we're not going to give an award to them this year. Who knows, maybe next year you'll want to make it a category or something. This year it's all about the best companies who went above and beyond to deliver great games, support their communities, and show what gaming companies can achieve when they prioritize you. It's such a simple process, it's ridiculous. Your nominees for Best Company are From Software, Shift Up, Team Asobi, and Saber Interactive. And the Real Game Award for Best Company goes to, with 49% of your votes, From Software. Congrats, guys. And now let's take a look at the Best Fighting Game. Your nominees are Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, Tekken 8, and Under Night in Birth 2. And the Real Game Award for Best Fighting Game goes to, with 51% of your vote, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Here's another trailer for a great indie title by Altered Orbit Studios. You ever heard of them? Probably not, which is why we wanted to feature them. That's exactly the point of this. Here's a trailer for a brand new original shooter inspired by classics, featuring thrilling set pieces, destructibility, smart enemies, and a fleshed out story taking place with an immersive game world. This is Sulaco, or Celico. I don't really know how to say it.
Presenting the award for Best Multiplayer Experience, composer, audio director, and sound designer known for his work on the Myth series, Oni, the Halo series, and Destiny, Marty O'Donnell.
Hello, and thanks for having me on the big show. You know, multiplayer games bring us together, and whether it's through competitive matches or cooperative adventures, these nominees for Best Multiplayer Experience created communities, rivalries, and unforgettable gaming memories in 2024. And your nominees are Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2, Helldivers 2, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Fortnite. And the Real Game Award for Best Multiplayer Experience goes to, with 52% of your vote, Helldivers 2. So, congratulations to the team at Arrowhead Game Studios. You made a game that I would have been proud to have been part of the team that made. You know, as a matter of fact, if I remember correctly, a few years ago, I was part of a team that made a game about orbital drop shock troopers who dropped feet first into hell. So, great game. Congratulations once again.
Presenting the award for Worst Bait and Switch, the YouTuber that rams pop culture, entertainment, and Hollywood news through the business financial lens of reality, Valiant Renegade.
The bait and switch. One of the most egregious crimes that a business could commit against its own customer base. Promising one thing and delivering another. It's your old boy Valiant Renegade here, and the Renegade Nation is celebrating now roughly 4 years on YouTube. And since day one, we have made a commitment, a pact to our audience out there to always put the business and financial lens of reality to Hollywood, to the entertainment industry, and in this case, to gaming. And the gaming industry has committed some serious crimes this year, but tonight we are here to give you the 4 nominees for the worst bait and switch of the year for 2024. Not every game lives up to its promises, and in 2024, that happened a lot. The nominees for the worst bait and switch from a gaming company in 2024, which misled players with marketing, promised features, and just frankly didn't deliver on all the hype, are the following: Helldivers 2, Star Wars Outlaws, Concord, and finally Dragon Age: The Veilguard. And the worst bait and switch for 2024, with 42% of your vote, goes to Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Congratulations to Dragon Age: The Veilguard for s***ing more dick than Alyssa than a Thai massage parlor.
Presenting the award for Best RPG, board member of the Real Game Awards, Mark the Cyborg.
Role-playing games let us shape our stories and explore rich worlds filled with adventure, customization, and discovery. Your nominees for Best RPG in 2024 took us on unforgettable journeys, and your nominees are Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Unicorn Overlord, Metaphor ReFantazio, and Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake. And the Real Game Award for Best RPG goes to, with 42% of your vote, Metaphor ReFantazio. Honestly, great job on that one, voting members, because Metaphor was my personal game of the year. And honestly, if you've not played it, I would strongly recommend it. It has a phenomenal story with some great characters. It plays similarly to Atlus's Persona games, but with a lot more tactical depth, so there's a little more strategy you can work in there. And the setting isn't a modern-day Tokyo thing like the Persona games are. It's a high fantasy world with dragons and sorcery and all sorts of really cool stuff. You should really check it out.
Presenting the award for Best Action Game, editor of Clownfish TV, Neon.
Action games are at the heart of gaming, delivering fast-paced gameplay, epic moments, and unforgettable set pieces. The nominees for Best Action Game gave us the adrenaline rush we craved in 2024. And your nominees are Stellar Blade, Black Myth Wukong, Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. And the Real Game Award for Best Action Game goes to, with 34% of your vote, Stellar Blade. Thank you so much for letting me announce the award, guys. This has been Neon from Clownfish TV. We will talk later.
Not every great game comes with a high price tag. The nominees for Best Value gave us great experiences without breaking the bank, proving that excellent gameplay doesn't have to come at a premium price. And your nominees for Best Value are Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2, The First Descendant, Fortnite, and Palworld. And the Real Game Award for Best Value goes to, with 41% of your vote, Palworld. Hey, congrats, Pocket Pair. Good luck with that lawsuit against Nintendo.
Let's play an NES game, something I've never played before. Hey, what's this? Huh? It's got my name on it? Just when I thought I played every frustrating, ball-busting, rage-inducing game. Angry Video Game Nerd 8-Bit. Let's see what you got. And it doesn't just look like an 8-bit game, it is an 8-bit game, made for actual NES hardware. Talk about going back to the past. It's got all the usual customers, zombies, skeletons, disappearing platforms, you name it. And of course, everything wants to kill you, especially the bosses. They're big, they're bad, and they're ugly. Some of these enemies I've faced before. Yeah, coming back to haunt me. This is personal.
Yeah! But you know what? This is no ordinary NES game. This is my NES game.
Angry Video Game Nerd 8-Bit, coming soon to the original Nintendo Entertainment System on a real cartridge. And oh yeah, and the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, PC, and wishlisted on Steam.
Presenting the award for Best Early Access Game is lead supporter of the Real Game Awards, Jimmy.
Early access games are those that offer the players a unique experience to be part of a game's development journey, with some of the best experiences being that of a full game well before launch. The nominees for Best Early Access Game really set a new standard for what early access can be in 2024. And your nominees are Hades 2, Palworld, No Rest for the Wicked, and Delta Force. And the Real Game Award for Best Early Access Game goes to, with 70% of your vote, Palworld. So as a programmer myself, I really appreciate when developers offer early access because it gives a unique insight into how a game evolves over time. And Palworld especially, because they're such a unique game and that they're trying to usurp Nintendo at their own game, so to speak. And really, they've kind of done it a little bit better. And it's thanks to that, with the involvement from the players like yourselves, really make it a special game.
Presenting the award for Biggest Industry Failure, video game culture commentator and the most dangerous man in 40K, Archcast.
The games industry has had a fair few rocky years in the past, but very few can compare to the tempest that was 2024. And so, the category Biggest Industry Failure exists to highlight those games that over the course of the year left gamers feeling the most despondent, disappointed, and just downright upset. You have been spoiled for choice this year, but your votes have narrowed it down to 4 titles: Star Wars Outlaws, Concord, Dragon Age The Veilguard, and Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. And the Real Game Award for Biggest Industry Failure goes to Concord, with a well-deserved 81% of your votes. Concord was by far the single biggest failure in gaming in 2024. A flop so resounding, it sent echoes through the entire industry.
Presenting the award for Best Video Game Journalist, lead supporter of the Real Game Awards, and YouTuber Smash JT.
2024 saw a drastic shift in how video games and the entire video game landscape has been covered. And gamers have emphatically rejected how traditional access media has worked. In fact, why am I even wearing this? I'm a gamer. I'm not trying to be professional here. Gamers have turned to other outlets like YouTube and X to get their information in the gaming world. Because gamers have spoken and they feel like it comes from authentic voices. This year's nominees definitely reflect that and should send a major signal to the games industry about how gamers get their news. And your nominees are Savvy, John F. Trent, Kirsha, and Endymion. And the Real Game Award for Best Video Game Journalist goes to, with 33% of your vote, Savvy. I want to personally congratulate Savvy for winning this award in the inaugural year of the Real Game Awards. It was very stiff competition, and every single one of these nominees honestly kind of deserved it, but Savvy stood out above the rest of them because of, I don't know, I gotta be honest and say just how incredibly autistic she is with her deep dives and finding out nuanced information that nobody else seems to get to because of her dedication and getting into those nitty-gritty details that most people in the logical world stop before they get to the resolution. So congratulations again to Savvy. You deserve this, and I am so excited for you.
Now presenting the award for Worst Video Game Journalist, founder of the third biggest Steam group in history, DEI detected, Cabrutus.
The nominees for the worst game journalist represent the most baffling takes and the most out-of-touch journalists that we have in this industry, showcasing that doesn't matter how good of a professional you are, you can still be entirely out of touch with what gamers want from this industry. And your nominees are Nick Calandra, Paul Tassi, Alyssa Mercante, and Rebecca Valentine. And the Real Game Award for the worst video game journalist goes to, with a whopping 76% of your vote, and to no one's surprise, Alyssa Mercante. Unfortunately, this industry is filled up with people like Alyssa Mercante, journalists that don't even like or play video games. They are just in here for the money and for the clout, because video games are now a mainstream entertainment. This is why the Real Game Awards is so important, because it gives us gamers a voice in all of this. It is time to take games back.
Every year, the big three companies are anchored by their original intellectual properties. They're called system sellers for a reason. They're characters you know and the games you love to play. So let's see which ones you voted on as the year's best. Your nominees for Best Nintendo IP are Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, and Splatoon. And the Real Game Award goes to, with 55% of your vote, Zelda. And your nominees for Best Microsoft IP are Minecraft, Doom, and Call of Duty. And the Real Game Award goes to, with 63% of your vote, Doom. And your nominees for Best PlayStation IP are God of War, Astrobot, Stellar Blade, and Helldivers 2. And the Real Game Award goes to, with 44% of your vote, Stellar Blade. Finally, let's hit one more indie trailer before we get to our last categories of this year's show. This is Tribreaker from Lily Mo Games.
Presenting the award for Best Jiggle Physics, winner of tonight's Real Game Award for Best Gaming Journalist, Madam Savvy.
Thank you so much, everyone, for voting me as your top journalist for the past year. In truth, I just enjoy digging through information and making social maps to better understand the industry that we all know and love. But I, like many of you, do enjoy some of the finer details in life, especially the ones that don't have to be indulged in, but when they are, can make for such a titillating experience. Gaming isn't just about mechanics, it's also about visual storytelling and creativity, and this particular category highlights just that. These are your nominees for Best Jiggle Physics: Zenless Zone Zero, The First Descendant, Stellar Blade, and Lollipop Chainsaw. And the Real Game Award for the Best Jiggle Physics, with 72% of your vote, goes to Stellar Blade. Art truly imitates life in 2024's hottest release, and we couldn't be more gracious to the developers for sharing their story, their vision, and their creativity with all of us. Remember, these types of physics mechanics are handcrafted carefully by creatives all over the world, and it takes a little bit of extra special effort to put these into video games. So it is my hope that you'll actually tag some of your favorite artists today, or possibly in the future, and give them a little bit of love and thanks for all the hard work that they do. They really do make this world a much more colorful and vibrant place in a way that no other group really can. So please spread some love, and thank you all so much for making this so very special.
Presenting the award for Shitty-Ass Game of the Year, Internet Icon and the angriest gamer you've ever heard, the Angry Video Game Nerd.
Oh, great. Another award show. This one's called the Real Game Awards. I mean, come on. What, like the real Ghostbusters? Were there fake ones? I mean, that makes no fucking sense. Real clever, Craig. Anyway, they asked me to present the award for the shitty-ass game of the year. And if there's one thing I know better than good games, it's shitty games. So these ones are nominated by you, the fans. Let's get to it. So the nominees for the shitty-ass game of the year are Concord, Dragon Age: The Veilguard, Dustborn, Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League. And the winner, or I guess the loser in this case, is Dustborn. Dustborn, yeah. More like Dustbin. Playing this felt like digging through a dumpster trying to find a Twinkie that expired in 1994. Anyway, thanks for letting me present the Shitty Game Awards, the Real Game Awards, you real assholes.
And here we are, voting members, your Game of the Year. You suggested games of all sizes and genres, except card games. Sorry, Velotro. And your 8 nominees for Game of the Year are Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong, Stellar Blade, The First Descendant, Space Marine 2, Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Unicorn Overlord. And the Real Game Award for Game of the Year goes to, with 31% of your vote, Black Myth Wukong. Now, voting members, this has been an absolute joy bringing your voice to literally thousands of people online. It's an honor to carry that weight that I totally don't take lightly. Now, with that said, next year, none of this pre-recorded stuff, we're doing it live. So make sure to follow us over on X at Real Game Awards for more information coming soon. And big ups to our elite supporters and those voting members who have believed in giving gamers back their voice from the start. This movement has only just begun. Remember, you guys can find me Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Time over on the Side Scrollers podcast. Look forward to seeing you guys then. With that said, remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. See you guys next time.
That's it. That's all. We're done for this year. Now get the hell out of here and become voting members at therealgameawards.com. Use promo code KING and get $5 off your membership. See you next year, gamers. This has been your announcer, Duke Nukem. Hail to the king, baby.